Hey, what's up, Cardmunity? Welcome back, or welcome to another video. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and join our lovely awkward Cardmunity. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, as well as share it so we can continue to grow our Cardmunity and just share this lovely experience with others. So today we're going to do a bit of a get ready, chit chat with me type situation. I have a couple different palettes. I'm not quite sure which I'm gonna use yet, so we'll get there. I'm gonna use some stuff out of my BoxyCharm, as well as some stuff that I've just picked up recently, as well as talk about some stuff slash people that have been affiliated with this box. I know that's a hot topic and there's a lot of negativity, as there should be, but I don't know, I think that there's some sides that maybe haven't quite been explored yet, and I know it might not be taken very well, but I think there's some things to consider that maybe people haven't quite considered. So we'll just get straight into it. I'll talk about products as I go, so it might be a little bit messy. My videos always are. So buckle up and get ready for this. So first, we're gonna start out with this Caudalie grape water. I just got this. I had my first little facial experience at Sephora, and they sprayed this and it smelled really good. Well, it didn't smell really good. It smelled interesting. It smelled refreshing, and it felt very fresh. Yes, so the talk of the town right now, the tea that is being spilt, is that of Miss Laura Lee. She curated BoxyCharm. That's not what this is about, but you know, a lot of people are kind of freaking out about it, and obviously BoxyCharm didn't know this was gonna happen when this was made, so I'm sure they're kind of receiving a lot of flack right now. But the whole issue is that she's made some racist tweets about 6 years ago, I believe it was. She has since made an apology video, but a lot of people are criticizing that it's fake, and it does look a little fake. I'd like to hope that what she's saying is sincere in terms of the apology. The only part that probably isn't sincere is the whole aspect that she said that she retweeted, whereas I'm 99% sure it's not a retweet. It's like, I don't use Twitter that often. I have a Twitter account, but I really don't use it. People like, so I don't know what a retweet looks like versus like a tweet that you write. So that's hard to say, but she claims it's a retweet. Anyways, people are like coming for her. She's saying that people are coming like for her family, which really isn't fair. I don't know why people do that. Like, the issue's with the person, so why are you going after their family? It's got nothing to do with them. But I don't know, some people are also claiming that that's not true, that she said that to kind of like, I don't know. So anyways, if it is true, people need to stop. If it's not true, I don't know why she would lie about that. But obviously the big issue is that these tweets were racist. They happen. She handled the whole situation quite poorly. Sorry, I'm going in with my Urban Decay primer potion for my eyeshadow. But she like turned off her Twitter for a day and basically deleted everything, and then turned it back on, and then made a video that was just like, whatever. And then everyone like freaked out and was like, why would you do this? Like, way to sweep everything under the rug. And then her next video was her looking like she was fake crying about everything that went down. So I don't know. I mean, the internet is a complicated place. You never know who's gonna say what and what's gonna happen. I mean, there was controversy with Bunny about some stuff that she had posted the whole rant about Starbucks. And so people were annoyed when she came out and did an apology. And I don't know if maybe that's where things are confusing, because with her, people were like, why did you even like approach it? Like, you opened a whole other box. And then when Laura Lee, I don't know if she saw it and like kind of gauged what was happening with other people's drama to figure out what to do with her own, but people were like, you should have waited, you should have processed. But I think the difference there is, I think even if she had just posted it, if Bunny had posted a regular video and then an apology, people would have done the same. Like, they would have thought it was insincere and like sketchy. So yeah, I don't know. I think it was silly of her to just sweep it under the rug and try to post a video and then be like, oh my god, things are not okay, and then post an apology. I think she definitely should have come right out. And the fact that she deleted everything, I talked with some people about this, and a lot of us agree that people are freaking, like, making a bigger deal of it than it is. We all agree racism is not okay. It's not something we condone. It's not something that is obviously like we support at all. But this instance didn't happen this like week, this month, this year. It happened 6 years ago. And not that that's any better, but it's, I don't know, like, it sounds like I'm making it sound like it's okay, which is not at all what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I digress. I'm going into Dream Street, and I'm going into Shooting Star. But I brought this up with a coworker who is Latino, and they had mentioned, you know, if someone had come after their race, that they would be annoyed, like anyone would. Like, I'm Portuguese. If anyone came for Portuguese people, like, I kind of, like, it's different. I get it. Like, unfortunately, people of color have always had a tougher go. Always. And we're in an age that it shouldn't be prominent anymore, but it still is. I'd like to think it's getting better. Like, racism isn't as in your face as it once was. But I don't know. Maybe it's because we're not as targeted, I guess. But the thing was, we know the truth about ourselves and about our cultures, and so if someone comes for us, we kind of roll our eyes and say, you're an idiot, and that's it. I mean, sure, you have a right to your opinion to say, you know, I don't approve, I don't do this, and again, nor should you, but I think it's just how explosive this has been when there's so many other things in the world worth discussing than one influencer. And it's like, unfollow her. Like, her public shaming and the fact that this has impacted her career is enough, but people are making it sound like this is some kind of like World War III situation when it doesn't need to be. And again, whoever brought this up, like, it was something that happened a good while ago. Is she still a racist now? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people are going to be way more on her and noticing what is going on in her life, like in her social media and stuff. And she's going to be way more careful. I think the bigger issue that we had, again, the issue of racism is the big issue, but in how she handled it was the fact that she deleted everything. It's like, and the fact that she waited for her apology. In talking to my coworker, I'm going to go into the Zodiac palette and go into the Scorpio, which is this pinky color. We had talked about the fact that, you know, she tried to erase it, and like, I'm Canadian, I'm Portuguese Canadian, but there's been this whole movement about like Sir Johnny MacDonald, and how people are trying to almost erase him from history. And these are like two similar but different issues. Just the fact that nowadays it seems that instead of facing up to what people are doing, they're trying to, I mean, sorry, obviously Sir Johnny can't do anything about it, he's dead, but people try to like erase history and just their wrongdoing. So, you know, people are trying to change, like, tear down monuments of Sir Johnny MacDonald and like rename streets. With Laura Lee, she thought it was appropriate to just like delete everything on Twitter out of like, I don't know, I get fear that people, of what people might see, disgust of her previous views and actions. But the reality is those things happened. People know it happened. You can't undo it. I guess in the realm of social media you kind of can, but I feel like people are going to be calling her on it for such a long time that it's, what's done is done. Really, the things she probably could have, should have done would have been to sincerely apologize. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be, you know, crying your heart out. Just be real. Say, you know, if it's honest, just be like, yes, I did post those things 6 years ago. I was a different person then than I am now. No need for excuses. Just the fact that, you know, this was stupid. But it happened. I sincerely apologize. What I said then is not something I condone or would say now. You know, like, I mean, no one's perfect. I'm sure I've said racist things in the past. I'm sure people watching have said racist things in the past. Or just things that you're not proud of. No one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. But people who are in the public eye obviously are under much more criticism. Because they do reach a bigger audience. I mean, people see that for better or for worse. And there's more eyes on you, so you're influencing more people. So, I mean, yes, you should be penalized. People should be aware of what's happening. But then it's up to you to deal with it in an appropriate way. Again, to just erase it and say, oh, I'm sorry, and hope it goes away is unrealistic. That's not going to happen. The bigger, better way to have dealt with it is to just approach it head on. Say, you know, it's there. I'm not going to get rid of it, not because, you know, I believe in it and it should stay there, but rather because it's a reminder of, you know, views I had, things I thought were appropriate or funny or whatever, but that I don't anymore. If you look at my page, you know, you can see that I haven't posted something like that in X amount of years. It's not something I condone, but it is something that was part of my past. And for that, I apologize. But to just erase it and then cry and hope people land at your feet saying it's okay is not realistic. But again, people need to realize that it was something that was there. Like, it's not like it was something that someone had to hire a private investigator for. It was there for everyone to see, and it wasn't discovered for 6 years. For whatever reason, now it's out there. I don't know who was creeping that far back. It's there now. People are gonna have to deal with it. But again, it's not like this issue isn't gonna just go away overnight. The issue of racism and attacking someone for making a racist comment doesn't necessarily make you a better person. So, I mean, I don't know. People are gonna handle things the way that they handle things. And, I mean, fortunately for me, it hasn't been, like, the issue of racism hasn't been something I've had to deal with. And I truly feel for everyone and anyone who's had to go through that, because it's not fair. It doesn't make any sense. Racism is just a waste of time. Like, it's not something you can change, nor is it something you should want to change. Like, your racism should change. Racism should not be a thing. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I know that everyone's been like, she's a horrible person, blah, blah, and the things she said were awful. But I don't know her personally. So is she a horrible person? I don't know. But to constantly penalize someone for something that happened a while ago, it'll be interesting to see what she does. Her apology was mediocre at best. Yes, thank you for acknowledging that you screwed up. Thank you for apologizing, but it's not enough to apologize and then, like, disappear from the internet for a while and then come back and pretend everything's okay. I mean, she says she's gonna do some charity work. Cool, but this is gonna be something that people are gonna want to see for years to come, not like just for the year, just for the week, just for the month. People are gonna remember this, and she's gonna have to live with it. If she really is this changed person, she's gonna have to reflect that in what she does for quite some time. So next I'm going to the Sagittarius, still in the same zodiac palette. That's this one down here. But I don't know. I don't think she's posted anything since that video, but I don't think that's abnormal for her, like, in terms of her own scheduling. So I don't know if she is taking a break or not. I don't know. I mean, people are really focused on the issue itself, so I don't know. I haven't really kept up with how other brands have felt about it. I think a lot of them are just saying, like, we're dealing with it, but I don't know if she's, I mean, her own brand is likely to lose some momentum from this. I know that her subscriber count has fallen quite a bit. I don't know. I mean, obviously, as a social mogul, that's really the best way people can deal with her directly. I mean, there's no point threatening. That doesn't make you a better person. If you boycott her and her brand, that's the best thing at this point. And for people to speak out about how this isn't okay. But again, there's people making racist remarks, unfortunately, every day that aren't receiving this kind of backlash. Is this like a way for people who are racist to realize, like, it's not okay? Absolutely. But I guess it's just interesting to see how society handles one form of racism over another. Not even a form, because I know that here there was an expression of racism due to, like, a car issue, like a parking issue in the city, and it was on, like, a Facebook feed for, like, a news channel in the city, and people weren't this upset. And this was, like, immediately, like, one person to another, being, like, really defamatory and racist and outrageous. And people were like, well, you're only seeing one side of the story. Like, a lot of people are saying, like, it really doesn't matter what happened beforehand. You never, like, race should never be pulled as, like, a way to, like, defend yourself or hurt someone. Like, what are you doing? But, I mean, that's one news story that people aren't, like, with Laura's situation, everyone is like, this is not okay. This is ridiculous. Like, she deserves this, that, and the other. Whereas with this other situation, which was happening, like, yesterday, you know, so to speak, like, it happened super recently. This is someone's views today. People weren't as upset or bothered, and that's troublesome for me. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like, again, I'm not condoning her actions at all. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve, you know, what she's getting, so to speak. But I also think that, like, uttering death threats and, you know, like, you shouldn't fight hate with hate. Absolutely, she needs to know that what she did is not okay, but I think she gets that. And the only way that we as people and subscribers and audience, period, whether a subscriber or not, to see if she's learned anything from this is to see how her future goes. And again, for her to use her platform for a better, higher purpose, so to speak, and for people to kind of see how that goes. And for people's eyes to be opened, you know, that, again, what you post on the internet affects you, whether you posted it yesterday, today, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. People just, I don't know. I don't want to say anymore. Like, this is just kind of an off-the-cuff rant, I guess. I watched a lot of videos about people and what their thoughts were. And again, I kind of have just been taking note of what's been happening locally as well in terms of how people handle racism. And just like it's never okay, bottom line. It's never okay, and that should kind of be the bigger issue, not like attacking her personally, but attacking the issue. I went into Twinkle Back in the Dream Street palette. It's the one up top. So, I don't know. I just think that there's so many things happening in the world that people could be talking about. And this controversy, along with the other controversies she's in, which I haven't even paid attention to, like, they're peanuts. The bigger issue is racism. Not just, like, Laura Lee's racism, but racism in general. And I think people are just focusing on one person's actions when it should be about just, this is not okay. And Laura Lee should be using her platform to prove that, not to just be like, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then anyone that I feel is kind of trying to say that then gets attacked as well, saying, well, like, I know I saw one person who was like, well, it's not your race being attacked, you'd be upset too. And I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's what people are trying to say. Again, like, what I'm saying, I don't condone what she's doing or what she did or how she handled it, but I think as an influencer, it's how the people surrounding her, watching her, as viewers, as friends, handle the situation. Brands, let it be a lesson to everyone. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be criticized for my opinions, but I guess it's something I'm willing to take. But again, the point I'm trying to make isn't that what she did was like okay and like, well, it happened 6 years ago, so get over it. I'm just saying take everything into consideration. Like, she says she's not a racist, that she has changed. Okay, then you have to show it, because right now this is in the forefront, and like it's obviously not okay. And I think she knows that, but actions speak louder than words. So, well, let's see how that goes. And then the rest, I don't even know about this whole Gabby Zamora situation. I don't even know what that's about, so I can't even speak to that. But that's a whole other kettle of fish. It's unrelated to racism, so I don't know. So, going into my BoxyCharm, it was curated by Laura. She included her party animal palette. I am going to use it for the purpose of this video. A lot of people have been criticizing the box, even before this whole issue came up, that like the palette is weird. Which it is, I won't lie. But again, I don't think she made the palette to be used on its own. It's more of like an accent palette. I don't know. It's not a palette I would use every day, that's for sure. Just the whole life is baffling my mind right now. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world that I don't get. I'm going to go see Illegally Blonde tonight, so I figured this was appropriate in this case because she's very like pink, and it's the only pink of this color that I have. Like, it's bright. It's not that bright when you put it on, but I'm not necessarily mad at it because I don't know that I'd want a color that intense. But yeah, so really it's kind of how, going back to her issue, it really depends on, I mean, she's already lost a lot of subscribers, but I think just her as a person, it's really going to depend on what she does in the future, and it'll be interesting to see how brands utilize this as well. Sorry, my camera stopped recording, and I don't know when it stopped recording. But the bottom line is, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know. Oh, about people. Okay, so yeah, people need to look at the bigger picture. And not just the person, but the person also needs to be held accountable, or else people were like, well, it happened 6 years ago, it's fine. Then that's like saying, well, 6 years ago it was appropriate. Like, no, it was never appropriate. But again, to attack hate with hate is not appropriate either. So I don't know, take from this video what you will. That's all I can say. I don't know. That's my tea. So I'm going into Joe Fresh matte liquid eyeliner. I didn't know that Joe Fresh, well, at least their eyeliner, is a product of Germany. That's bougie. And it's like this weird little brush. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you, A, if you even know what I'm talking about, and B, what your thoughts on the matter are, because I'm curious to know. Can we also talk about the fact that this is weirdly disproportionate? Like, this is the ink and then this is the brush. Like, that seems a little excessive to me. I'm taking my Marcel Kohl eyeliner in the color black. And I'm gonna dip into my waterline. And now I'm going into my NYX Wonder Pencil in the color WP02 medium. And I'm gonna go into my lower waterline. I'm gonna go into my NARS, what is this technically? Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the color Light 2 Vanilla to fix this botch mark that I made over here. I just feel like I can't just stop talking about this. I feel like I'm in a hole now. But I don't, it's hard because, I mean, I'm sure someone's going to tell me in the comments. If not, they have with other people's comments and other videos that, like, you know, how can I understand? I bet, like, you've never had this experience. And you know what? You're right. I haven't. And am I grateful for that? Absolutely, because I don't know how I'd be able to handle it. And is white privilege a thing? Absolutely it is. But it's not all bad in the sense that in having that, again, it's a way for people to use it for good. To say, you know what, it does exist and it sucks, so let's change it. If enough people are upset about it, then there should be enough push behind it to elicit change. So is my video gonna make a huge difference? Probably not. It doesn't reach a very big audience. Maybe one day, but you know, Laura has had a platform of over 5 million. Many of these beauty gurus who have this drama have huge platforms. So, you know, don't let it be enough for a quick, mediocre apology. And hopefully they can see that people aren't going to take it anymore, nor should they. And same with these makeup companies that inadvertently are being racist in terms of putting out like 3 colors and calling it like, or even putting out 30 colors and being like, look at our shade range, and the shade range is like 8 of the same color in light and 8 of the same color in medium, and then like 2 or 3 shades in dark. So, I mean, people need to get it together. People, I just find that people get so worked up when celebrities of any kind make these mistakes, but then it just, like, it rolls under the rug and nothing ever changes. Like, I feel like real things need to happen, not just, like, people ruffling their feathers and, you know, people getting upset and that's it. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be accused of being a racist either, but like, I feel like people who are being racially targeted, so to speak, get really fired up, as they should. But then I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like if there's someone else who tries to get on their side or just, what am I doing? I'm so sorry. I'm so discombobulated. But if someone tries to get on their side or even just like ask a question, it's people at that point are too upset to like just communicate, so then everything becomes a racial remark when I don't think that's how it's intended. Again, it's like when someone tried to say that kind of like what I'm saying in terms of, you know, this issue happened 6 years ago. I don't think everyone's perfect. We need to address the issue, not just the person. And then a couple people of color kind of like attack them, saying, you know, like I said, I bet you've never been targeted, so what would you know? And then everyone just gets defensive. So I think most people, I would hope, agree with the fact that racism is never okay. Racial targeting, so to speak, in terms of like makeup brands. Oh, what is happening? Not expanding their shade range is not okay. And everyone agrees on that and everyone says that, but nothing ever changes. Like, I think we really have to like boycott, write letters. Small YouTubers like myself, and I'm sure there's lots of other people out there, including like the big YouTubers, it's not enough just to say, this is annoying, this is upsetting, we need to change. Like, something has to happen. Jackie Aina created a line with Too Faced that not, a couple people were like, yay, but to really push that, to use that. I have the Born This Way concealer. ColourPop put out a bunch. I have ColourPop. Like, you know, stop using Shape Tape, period. Like, I don't know. You know, it's hard to say. Like, again, I don't know what my response is gonna do for people. If people are gonna say, again, like, you don't know what this is like, don't even bother talking about it. Or if people are gonna feel like, yes, this is a bigger picture issue, let's all come together and think of a better way to handle it, because currently what's happening isn't enough. I mean, yes, people are changing. Like, I think it was NYX and like CoverGirl recently came out with lines that were super inclusive, and those are just drugstores. So like the high end, I don't know, I guess they feel like because they're high end, they don't need to get on this bandwagon quite as quickly. I mean, Tarte had said like, oh well, this is our first line for their whole like foundation debacle, but then everyone got riled up and then nothing happened. Like, it's not as though I've seen Tarte's, because I think their answer was like, well, this is like our first launch, there's more colors in the works. It's not like they were quick to get those out. It's not like I've seen any more colors come out. So I don't know. And it's hard because as I'm ranting about this, like Beauty Blender just came out and there's like, you know, a whole lot of light shades, not a whole lot of dark shades. And this is what I was gonna use. Now I feel like a hypocrite. But I don't know that I don't know, like, obviously I need to get on board with this movement too. And I am on board with this movement, but in terms of, you know, I don't think I'm gonna use Shape Tape anymore, because there are better things out there that are inclusive and that those should be put on the forefront. But foundation is a struggle, and I feel like more companies should be like Too Faced was in terms of recruiting people who do say that they struggle with a shade range, and go out to people and say, you know, those of you that struggle, come to us, let's try to like either color match you or create a color to match you. So I don't know, I think brands need to start to get on that kind of movement, and if not, people need to start demanding it. So I feel like such a jerk, but I am gonna try out this beauty blender one. Jackie Aina did review it, and like she says, like she's light. She considers herself to be fairly light, so you know, she regularly says that there's issues that the darkest color is her shade. So I don't know, she's huge. Like, I'm a super tiny YouTuber being like, go subscribe to Jackie Aina. She does not need my push, but in any case, you know, I appreciate her and her opinions. I can't obviously use her shade because that would not work, but I still watch her and appreciate her views. And she's very much so on like the movement train. Like, she's someone who does, like, she'll say stuff, but she'll also go out and get stuff done. Like the whole, like I said, the Too Faced situation. I don't know if she reached out to them or if they heard her roar and they were like, we agree with you, come work with us. But in any case, she is someone who's helping to get things moving. So, I mean, Laura Lee is influential, so I feel like she could get on board with that. And maybe she could reach out to companies and say, you know, I want, and not that would fix everything, but to say, you know, I acknowledge this problem as someone who might have a bigger voice than some of us, to go to those companies and say, like, let's work together to find people who have issues with your products and let's try to remedy it. Oh my god. I didn't realize I look like a ghost. This is really good. It doesn't look that white on, well, maybe it does. Anyways, I'm a fool. Can you, like, look at this? Like, I can't. We're gonna work with it. But, yeah. Or even, I don't know, like, and again, I don't know that it would make a difference, but for her, I mean, she has a brand. If she created a foundation that expressed that large, I cannot look at myself right now. I'm sorry, I don't know how anyone can take me. You're probably not taking me seriously, but just look past this. If she were to create a foundation that was super inclusive as a stepping stone, that might be something worth, you know, hyping. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion and view. And I'm like a tiny nobody in the grand scheme of things right now, but I'd like to think that someone will hear my little roar. Maybe something will happen. I don't know. I look like a mime. Oh my, jeez. It doesn't, does it look that bad in person? I don't know. I just look insane right now. It's not this white. Like, I look really, really white in the camera. But then again, sometimes I look really weird in the viewfinder and then I'll go to edit and it's not that bad. But I don't know. This is like stark white looking right now compared to like red. I'm just red. Well, I mean, if you were annoyed, hopefully I made you smile at least. And if you thought this was too serious, hopefully this will bring you back to, I don't even know. I don't even know. Let's go straight into contouring because this is a lot. Okay, I don't even know if I've been telling you this. I use the Beauty Blender 1.6 foundation, which may or may not be too light for me. I use the Pure No Filter Blurring Photography Primer to prime my face. I use the Too Faced Primed and Poreless powder just all over. And now I'm going into my multi-stick, my Trolls multi-stick from the Face Shop in the color More Brown. It has this chick on it. I did a review on these products a while ago. We're just gonna see. I learned you're supposed to go from the top of the ear. I was putting this in the wrong place before. I'm probably still putting it in the wrong place, to be perfectly honest. Because I don't know what I'm doing. They tried to show me in Sephora how to contour. And, I just looked like I had a 5 o'clock shadow. She's like, you want to go down and then across? And I'm like, do it? Okay. She's like, how do you like that? And I'm like, it's great. I could bring it back and be like, it's too light. I didn't realize I had to go darker. Which is crazy because in a lot of foundations, I find that I'm pretty fair. But this one was like, I think 3 in. And at the time it matched the color on my hand. I guess I should have matched it to my chest like a real professional. And not to my hand. My hand and my face are not the same thing. Live and learn, y'all. Live and learn. Contoured. You guys, what is happening? Okay, we're gonna just bronze my face. We're gonna use a bronzer just everywhere. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. I don't even know. Let's use that. Let's use this. This is a lot of Too Faced, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sure. Okay. I'm gonna go into my Milk Chocolate Matte Too Faced Bronze. What am I saying? Milk Chocolate Soleil Too Faced. 3 times charm, guys. 3 times charm. My Milk Chocolate Soleil Too Faced Bronzer. See? Oh, there it is. Okay. This will be a good color in the winter when I am this pale, but considering I just got back from vacation and I spent more than 5 minutes in the sun, I have a little bit of color. And now I'm not as pale as I once was. Oh my, is this better? I feel like I'm gonna over bronze now. Let's just put it everywhere. How about that? Am I looking like a cake face? Maybe a little bit. I don't remember when it was, but Bae told me that I had like a line. He was like, why is it orange? I'm like, oh no. I'm like, well, thank you for telling me. Better late than never. Like, it's a contour. He's like, well, it's like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm like, no, if you notice there's a problem, then there's like a real problem. So that happened. Okay, I'm gonna go into my Burt's Bees Toasted Cinnamon. I never did my under eye. Oh my god. I'm not good at this, guys. I got the No Filter Concealer in the color Fair 08, which is really pale, which I was surprised at when I got it because it didn't look this pale online, but we're gonna run with it. Maybe with my super pale face it'll match really good. Not the order I should have / usually do this in, but this is what's happening today. It's just a mess kind of a day. Like, I'm a lot of different colors right now, but we're gonna run with it. I got this in my BoxyCharm as well. This is the Tarte Lifted mascara. There's no like thing on it. It's brown. It's supposed to be sweat-proof. When I saw that it was brown, I was like, this is bizarre. Like, I never use brown, but I actually really quite enjoy it. My eyelashes are black, but the brown kind of makes them look more natural than like if I like layer on black a mascara, and it works pretty well. Like, this eye has it on and this eye doesn't, and I forgot to curl them, so it's pretty fancy. I think I'm almost done. I'm gonna go into ColourPop Quickie. I feel like I need a lip liner. We're going with our Marcel Waterproof Lip Definition in the color Perfect Rose. So this is the look. I don't know how I feel about it. We talked about lots of things. I don't know if I made any sense at all. I went in with the Amrezy from Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter. Highlighted here, 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 right there. So, yeah. Anyways, that's the tea. We need to come together and just collectively, as consumers and observers, figure out what we're willing to take and what we're not willing to take, and work together to, you know, stop those wrongs and injustices, really. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I hope that you guys can understand that I'm not, you know, taking sides or promoting something that I'm obviously not. Just that, kind of like everybody else, I'm really trying to understand what kind of world we're living in, because there's a lot in the world that I don't understand. Well, thanks for sitting through this with me. I hope that you enjoyed this look. I hope that you enjoyed this conversation, and feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments. And until we meet again, don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.